Good morning to all. We are continuing with our next lecture of microorganisms. On that day, we have done the type of microorganisms. 5 types are there: fungi, virus, bacteria, algae, and protozoa. So today we will discuss the algae. Means we will be reading the algae part of microorganisms. Algae are simple plant-like organisms that have cell walls and chlorophyll within the cells. Algae can be unicellular or multicellular. They have their own food by photosynthesis. They have no true root, stem, or leaves. Almost all algae live in water in pond, lake, and seawater. Some algae are found in snow and some in hot springs. They also grow in moist soil, barks of trees, and rock surfaces. The green growth often seen in water and on the surface of wet rocks is algae. So this is the types of algae: Spirogyra, Calmidomonas, Fucus, and Lamineria. Next is protozoa. Protozoa are unicellular organisms that have animal-like characteristics. They can move from place to place. They capture and eat food. Some protozoa live in fresh or salt water. Others live in soil. Some are parasites that live in the body of other organisms, including human beings. Amoeba, Giardia, and Paramecia are some examples of protozoa. Next is fungi. Fungi are plant-like organisms that do not contain chlorophyll. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Yeast are unicellular, whereas bread mold is multicellular. Mushrooms are large multicellular fungi. Fungi can't make their own food. They are either parasites or saprophytes. Saprophytes are organisms that feed on waste and dead plants and animals. Though fungi are present everywhere from desert to every cold region, they grow best in dark, warm, and moist places. Next is the virus. Viruses are the smallest microorganisms. They do not have a cellular structure like other microorganisms. They are so small that they can't be seen by a light microscope. To observe viruses, scientists use an electron microscope which magnifies an object to more than 2 lakh times. Viruses can't reproduce by themselves, respond to changes, or use energy or grow. This seems to indicate that viruses are not living organisms. However, when a virus enters a living cell of an organism, say a human, it is able to reproduce. It uses the energy of host cell for this purpose. After the formation of thousands of viruses, the host cell often dies. It bursts and new virus spread and invade other cells. As a large number of host cells die, the person falls ill. Since reproduction is a very important characteristic of life, scientists regard virus as a link between living and non-living. They have placed on the dividing line between the living and the non-living. So now we are going to discuss the next type of microorganism, and the next type of microorganism is algae. So name is algae. So algae can be unicellular, first point to remember, or it can be multicellular. You must remember this point. It can be made of single cell, or it contains more than one cells. Human being is a multi-cell organism and it contains more than one cells. Amoeba is a unicell. So this microorganism can have one cell also, can have more than one cells also. So what is algae is a plant-like organisms. That means they are having either one cell or they are having more than one cell. Means their cells have both the chlorophyll in them and cell walls around them. Means their cells, if this is a cell of algae, they will have a cell wall around them. It is a protection layer. That means the cells of algae, they will have cell wall around them and they will contain the chlorophyll in the cells. So this is your second point. It can be unicell or multicell. This is our first point. Their cells have cell wall around them. Second point. Third point is their cell contain chlorophyll in them. With the help of chlorophyll only, The cell is able to reproduce its own food. They are just like the plant-like organisms. And as algae is having chlorophyll, so they can make their own food by photosynthesis. So for next point is they can produce their own food with the help of process photosynthesis. But they have no root, stem or leaves like plants. But they are plant-like organisms, but they are not the plants. Where the algae is found, next concept is algae is found in water, lake, seawater. Some algae is, this is exception, it is also found in snow also, in hot springs also, hot areas also. Barks of trees also. Bark means the brown portion of the tree, trunk of a tree. Rock surfaces are, on rock surfaces some algae are found. You have seen a green type of growth in water. You have seen that. That is algae. The green growth at the surface of a water body you have seen, that is a algae. So your main point to remember is most of the algae lives in water, but some is also found in snow environment, some is also found in hot environment, some is also found at the bark of trees, at the rock surfaces. So the green growth that is seen in water is mainly algae. So algae part is done here. Can be unicell or multicell. Contain cell wall chlorophyll. Due to chlorophyll produce its own food. Found in water, mainly in water, but can be found in soil also, deserts also. The green surface in water is algae only. So these are the photos that is given in your books. These are the different types of algae. Mainly you have to draw this Pyrogera and this Calmetomonas. So this can be asked in an exam. Spirogyra, this you have already done in a previous class. Fucus laminaria, these are the type of algae. You should remember this. Spirogyra is a type of algae. So next type of microorganism is protozoa. Protozoa is a unicell organism, but most of the features of protozoa are similar to the animals. That means its features are similar to the animals, like it can move from place to place. This is the first feature that is similar to animals. Like animals can move from one place to another, protozoa can also move from one place to another, and it is a unicell organism. Remember, this is the first point. Unicell, move from one place to another. It does not produce its own food, it captures and eat the food. So second concept is animals doesn't produce their own food. Like animals, it also not able to produce its own food. It captures the food and eat the food. Where it lives? It lives in fresh water or salt water. Protozoa is mainly found in fresh and salt water. It can also be found in soil also. Some protozoa, they can be found in the bodies of human beings. Example of protozoa is amoeba, paramecium, that we have already studied. So where means unicell, most features same to animals, move from one place to another, capture food, lives in soil, human bodies, fresh water. Example is amoeba and paramecium. So these are the some photos we have given of the protozoa. This is of amoeba, you have to draw this, and this is paramecium, this you have to draw, because they can ask in the exam. So these are the protozoa, and they are one of the kind of microorganisms. Next is fungi. What is this is also a type of microorganism. They are plant-like organisms. That means most of the features of fungi are similar to plants, but they do not contain the chlorophyll. Remember this. Their features are similar to plants, but they does not contain chlorophyll. Fungi can be unicell also, because means it can be made of one cell also, and it can be made of more than one type of cells also. Next point of fungi to remember, it can be unicell or multicell. Example of unicell is yeast. Yeast is being used in bakery. Yeast is a unicell, it is a fungi. And what is this bread mold? Bread mold is multicellular. You keep the bread outside, you see the white means surface on the bread, that is bread mold. It is multicellular. And you have also seen the mushroom. It is a multi-cell fungi. Mushroom is also a multi-cell fungi. Bread mold is also a multi-cell fungi. So fungi are just like plants, we have said, but they don't have chlorophyll, so they can't produce their own food. So they act as saprophytes. That means they depend on the waste and dead plants of animal. They depend on dead plants and animal. Most fungi act as saprophytes. They eat the food from the dead body of plant and animals. Where they are found? They are found in deserts also. They are found in cold areas also. They are found in dark areas also, warm areas also, moist areas also. Everywhere they are being found. So fungi. So this is the concept of a fungi. This is yeast and this is bread mold. And this is agaricus mushroom. So this is multi-cell fungi. Yeast is a unicell fungi. You have to remember this. Their features are similar to plants, doesn't contain chlorophyll, don't produce food, act as saprophytes, can be unicell, multicell. Unicell example is yeast, multicell example is bread mold and mushroom. They are found everywhere, desert, soil, cold areas, everywhere. And the last type of microorganism is viruses. So virus, they are very small. They can't be seen with the eye, but they can be seen with the help of an electron microscope. You just get this very small microorganism. It can be seen with the help of an electron microscope. Virus can't produce their babies. That means virus cannot reproduce. First, suppose this is a virus. Very small micro. It cannot reproduce, and this is human cell. First of all, it will enter the human cell and use the energy of human cell to reproduce, means to give birth to its babies. If it is placed in outside environment, it is a non-living thing. Non-living thing. As soon as it enters the cell, it becomes living. It starts to reproduce. So virus, they cannot reproduce. So viruses are not non-living organisms. But when a virus enters a cell of a human, it can reproduce by using the energy of the cell. And when it will reproduce, thousands of viruses are produced in the human cell. Means thousands of viruses will get produced in the human cell. And after that the cell dies, because they will use all the energy of the cell. Thousands of viruses are going to use all the energy of the cell, and this cell is going to die. Then what will happen? The cell dies, but the viruses inside the cell, they come outside and they enters other cells. Suppose this enters this cell, this will enter this cell. So they will enter multiple cells, and they will means be responsible for the death of so many cells. If so many cells will die, the person becomes ill. That means he will not be a healthy person. That means a disease will attack that person. So virus, scientists say virus are both living and non-living things. That means they have been placed on the borderline of living and non-living things. When they are outside the cell, they are non-living, but when they are inside the cell, they are living. So they have been dividing. They have been virus have been placed on the dividing line. This is the dividing line between the living and non-living. This is suppose non-living and this is living. So where we can place virus? Viruses are placed on the dividing line between the non-living things and the living things. So here I think there is a question in the back exercise, why virus has been placed on the borderline of this, because outside they are non-living, inside the human cell they are living. So some kind of viruses they have seen like this: a tobacco mosaic virus, adenovirus, influenza virus, bacteriophage. So this oral question you have to try. All microorganisms are harmful. Do you agree? Give reason. So you have to think about it. Do all the microorganisms are harmful? Do all cause diseases? No. Some are useful also. Name the type of microorganism that have chlorophyll. Fungi. Do not have a cellular structure. Virus. This is fungi. Give one property because of which viruses are regarded as borderline of living and non-living thing. This we have discussed, why they are means placed on the borderline of living and non-living things. Which of these are closer to plants? Algae or protozoa? In what aspect? I think algae is means which is more similar features having to plants. You will have to find out that. Either the protozoa is having similar feature or algae. You know the algae is having means more similar to plants. Protozoa is similar to animals. Where do you normally expect to find algae? In soil, in pond, or in water. You will have to find where the algae is found. So all these questions you have to try on your on your FNB. This is also your homework. So note down your homework, page number 33. A first, A second, and A third. A first, A second, and A third. B third. B sixth, B seventh. Page number 34. Page number 34, C third, C fourth, C fifth. And page number 35, E first. This is your homework. 7 or 8 questions are from this side, and 5 or 6 questions from the oral question side inside the book. So this you all have to do in the FNB. Hope you enjoyed today's lecture. You will get the lesson plan. You can match your answers with that lesson plan, or you can take a help from that lesson plan. So hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.